Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today I want to talk about Seb's Windranger. This is the Windranger that he played all throughout ESL 1 Stockholm. He honestly owned on this hero, and I want to see what he did that made this hero look so damn good. Now, I honestly believe a lot of it was just his ability to hit shackle shots, but I want to talk about the laning stage, his early shard pickup, because what's kind of cool about Seb is that he doesn't rush Blink, he doesn't rush Javelin, he rushes a Null Talisman and a shard every single game. And this is pretty cool to me because it's definitely not something I've seen from any other players. Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like literally with the GameLeap website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually you want to become much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the GameLeap website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. So basically, for the majority of games, he takes Windrun at level 1. And how Windranger functions in the laning stage is an auto attack bot. You have very good attack range, decent stats, not the best of stats, but decent stats, and then Windrun is a great trading ability. So essentially, all in all, what you do as Windranger is you just click as much as you can the nearest target. You never want to end up in between two stuns. For instance, Windranger can struggle against something like a CK Hoodwink lane that can control her through the duration of Windrun. But if it's anything besides that, you just want to hit the nearest target. And before we move on, because I really don't want to spend too much time on Windranger's laning stage, we're going to get into the next kill momentarily, but let's talk about when you use Windrun. So the time in which you use Windrun is just before you're going to get auto-attacked and they commit. Because the thing about Windrun is you want to use the 3-second duration that it is at level 1 to get auto-attacks as well. If you pop Windrun early, let's say he pops it when the Doom is right here. If he pops it then, there's a good chance the Doom just walks away. He says, okay, he committed Windrun, I can't trade with him now, I'm going to back off. And that's what good players will do if they see an early Windrun. Right? Or, you know, if you pop Windrun too early, you'll just kind of die because the evasion is being wasted. So instead he waits for the auto attack for the Doom to come out, kind of clicks it, I guess, a little bit late, but ends up getting out, resetting, and finding a couple of extra autos. So the next thing to note is whether or not to take Power Shot or Shackle Shot at level 2. I would say in the majority of games, you want to be taking Shackle Shot in kill lanes and Power Shot in weaker lanes. Another advanced concept as well, just to kind of expand on the potential skill builds of Windranger, you can also take Power Shot at level 1 on this hero if your safe laner doesn't have a good matchup or they don't have a range creep secure, because then you can use Power Shot to secure the range creep. But as we'll see in this upcoming clip here, this Shackle Shot at level 2 really ends up paying off. And it's actually an insanely good level 1 ability. It costs very little mana at 70, it's a 2-second stun on only a 6-second cooldown, so honestly, it's just a good stun. However, obviously, it doesn't do any damage and it doesn't slow afterwards, so it's literally just a stun. And as a result, you need to keep in mind that if you do not have DPS from your safe laner, you're probably better off taking Power Shot. When you're laning with something like a Monkey King, it's definitely a good idea to take Shackle Shot. On top of that, you can actually use Windrun to slow. A lot of people don't know this, but it does actually slow. You just have to be on top of them. And once he gets on top of the Darkseer here, he's going to slow him by 15%, and that actually secures Seb the first blood. So we're going to quickly speed through the next 2 minutes of Seb's gameplay, going from minute 7 to minute 9. And the reason why we're going to do that is I kind of just want to show where he's playing on the map. So when you're playing Windranger, you're one of the hardest heroes to kill in the early game. That's always how Windranger is, and it really is the case. So you want to push your limits. You want to take areas of the map that your hero can just kind of be annoying in. Now, unfortunately, he ends up getting caught here, and the Centaur stomps him from the neutral camp, so he ends up going down. But in the majority of situations, what your hero can do is, let's say the safe laner is jungling like the Prophet just was. You can run at them, hit them. If anyone ever runs at you, you throw out a shackle, you run away, and you've wasted the time of hopefully 2 heroes. And Windranger is incredibly good at this. She provides vision and then disengages after providing that information. I think that's what a lot of people don't understand about Seb's gameplay this tournament. It's not just shackle shots. I would say maybe even a bigger part than the shackle shots, even though his shackle shots were incredible, is the positioning and information that he was able to take because he's Windranger, right? And let's look at that again. So right? We're 8 minutes in here. You're gonna see he's gonna sit the mid lane a little bit. The Storm was kind of playing with the snap, looking for a potential kill in the jungle. I think they were hunting the Fury on here. And so he's just farming mid. Right? He's farming mid, knows he probably can't get ganked, so he can even push up into the river. And a moment from now, he's actually gonna even walk towards the enemy stacks and look to sap the XP. So he's able to get down a really deep ward. He doesn't have to be afraid of dying when placing down that ward. Saps all of the XP from a triple stack, and now can continue to rotate back towards mid. And you can do this almost every single game. Obviously, you don't have to do this. Let's say the enemy team is just playing their lanes. You can just stay in your lanes and fight the lanes as well. You definitely don't have to just roam around mid, especially if your mid laner's farming mid and people are just sitting in the side lanes. You're better off either stacking camps with power shot, you can always get double stacks, or just fighting the side lanes. So another great example of Seb's gameplay, whether or not you want to argue if this play was intentional or not is up to you. But well, as we'll see here, so his Monkey King is gonna farm triangle, right? Obviously the enemy team, if they're gonna smoke gank, or they're gonna gank in general, it's gonna be onto this Monkey King, right? That's who they're gonna look for. On top of that, TSM was actually following a Nature's Prophet treant, so they were potentially gonna invade this area. And what Seb does, once again, is he bodies the gank. He tanks the gank for his team, and you'll notice, yeah, he gets silenced, but he's able to get off his win run here, get off a beautiful shackle onto 2, and then force a Dream Coil. How many supports would force a Dream Coil there? Let's be honest. Basically none, right? A large majority of the support cast would just die, right? They would instantly die, and that's it. But because he has a shovel, raindrops, null talisman, a wand, and then 2 defensive abilities, it takes them, let's say, 7 to 8 seconds to kill him instead of 3 seconds to kill him. This causes OG to be able to turn the fight. If you don't think this is the case, and you don't think that these raindrops, this wand, this null talisman, this shovel, and then the ability to get off your defensive abilities isn't brutally important, you are misunderstanding Dota by a lot. Another thing that Windranger can do is push to the dead lane. You're incredibly good at that, especially considering he maxes out power shot here. You'll notice he's gonna, very quickly clear in this wave. Actually, doesn't even power shot. It seemingly statics the wave a little bit. I guess he doesn't want to push up that far. But the reason why in which you would do this is if you think your team is just gonna play 3 lanes. Maybe you have spells on cooldown and you think your team doesn't want to fight. For instance, they had Snap ulti down. I think their Storm was low mana at the time. And so he wanted to get down some deep wards, which is what you can do after pushing the dead lane, right? Put some very, very deep observer wards and completely clears the top wave all the way in. And honestly, this clip coming up here was pretty insane as well. You're gonna see he's gonna go for a shackle shot, throws it out onto the Darkseer. I'm actually surprised that hit. That went really far. Goes for the power shot, right? That's always your main DPS, and actually goes for the ulti here. Not something you would expect, but he actually skills ulti every game at level 6, so seemingly he believes it's enough DPS, and even in this clip here, it does do, I would say, about 400 to 500 damage, which is crazy significant. On top of that, the Shard holding back the Darkseer, and just all in all, incredible gameplay from Seb, setting up on this Darkseer, nearly solo killing him. It's really super high impact, and I think if you're gonna play Windranger, you should be looking to take these risky plays, because it's what your hero's best at. Alright, and let's talk about our final fight of the video, and really show off the value of this Shard, and briefly talk about talents as well as his items. So the first thing I want to mention is the talents. At level 10, you always take Shackle Shot cooldown. That is a no-brainer. The other talent is so awful, it's insane. At level 15, Windrun cooldown is actually insanely good. I don't remember when they added this. I guess it was recently, but it brings Windrun all the way down to an 8-second cooldown. Really impressive stuff, nearly 100% uptime. So honestly, this is an insanely good talent for core and support, but in particular for support, the ability to get around the map, set up kills, and just kind of kite around is honestly incredible. So yeah, I forgot when they added that, but it's insanely good. At level 20, you want to take Shackle Shot Duration, and at level 25, you take Windrun Grants Invisibility, unless you decided to go for like a BKB, MKB game on support Windranger, which like never happens, but sometimes you're snowballing. Either way, in this upcoming fight here, we're gonna really see the Shard come into play. Basically, if anyone who doesn't have a BKB overextends, they can't move. That's just how it works. He throws down the Shard here, and look at the Doom, for instance. This is what's so insane about it. It like completely drops your movement speed to like 0. This Doom has spider legs and activates them in a moment here when caught by the Windranger Shard, but look at it from his perspective. The fight breaks out, he's trying to get out of this shit so he can blink in after, but he's just like stuck. Obviously he ends up going in and dooming the Monkey King. but you just get stuck. The better example here is definitely the Darkseer, right? He's gonna blink in a moment from now, and he just gets pushed into the enemy team, right? You might be like, oh, he has BKB, it shouldn't really matter. Yeah, but instead of being here, he's here. If he's here, he can run away. If he's here, he's probably gonna die even after he pops his BKB, which is absolutely what happens. And Seb from the high ground got a good shackle shot onto the Pugna, killed him off. The Shard pulls in the Darkseer, and it's a free fight. Like, honestly, this hero, it really does have a wild amount of utility in the mid to late game. And a big thing to understand is that shackle shot is a 3.8 second stun. It is one of the longest stuns in Dota on an 8-second cooldown. So if you're trash, it's not that good. But if you're a god at this hero, which Seb is, Windranger can be one of the best supports in the game. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace!
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace!